Okay, hello everybody. This is Miss Randa, and this is the English course for the fifth year. And I hope everyone is doing okay. And today we finished our curriculum now. So starting from this week, we are going to take a revision. So we're going to go backwards. This means that we're going to start revising from Unit 12 until Unit 9. So today we're gonna start revising Unit 12. So first let's take a look at this picture. So let's remember together what we talked about in Unit 12. We talked about success stories and different kinds of brands and what is the most successful what are the most successful factors to help a company or to help any brand be at the top of their game. So we're going here to just have a quick recap on the grammar and on the vocabulary, and then we're gonna do a little exercise together, and then we're going to take some expressions related to I. It is very fun. I hope you enjoy our session. So let's start with this picture. So let's take a minute and try to think what's happening in this picture. Okay, as you can see here, I have two fish tanks, and there is a fish trying to jump out of one tank to another. So this is here, I think this talks about taking risks and moving out of your comfort zone. So this is, do you think this is gonna be successful or not? So that's the idea of success we are discussing here in our unit. So I think this fish is very relentless because she's trying to jump from one fish tank to another, and she's trying to go to the extra mile. So I think she's trying to go out of her comfort zone and try to reach something else. So it is always important in your life to try to take risks no matter the consequences, because the more you take risks, the more you learn from your life. Okay, you're gonna find in the next slide there are some like quick recap on the grammar. Then we're going to take an exercise. Let's move on. Here you see here, this is the rule. I put it for you in a nice shape here, so you can be easier for you to understand it. So just like we said, if I'm going to start the clause here, this means I have two sentences, two dependent sentences. This means that not each one can stand alone, so they are both complete each other. So between the two dependent sentences, of course I have to put a comma in the both of them. So here we have, if I started with to, or if I started with in order to, after them comes the infinitive, so or the verb as it is, and then I'm going to add for the other sentence, it's a good idea to, or it's important to, or you can add something else. After that comes also the infinitive. And here for and in order for, just like we said, doesn't come after it infinitive right away, but comes after it noun, then to, then the infinitive, and then we have the comma. And if I'm going to add for the second sentence, it needs to, or it has to, plus the infinitive. And here's an example. In order for a cafe to attract customers, it needs to have comfortable chairs. Let's move on. Okay, here in the first part here we remember together that we talked about in order to and in order for, and how can I use each one. We talked about in order to that after in order to comes infinitive, and after in order for comes a noun or a noun phrase. So here in this exercise we are going to answer either with in order to or in order for. So let's take a look at the sentences and try to answer them. Let's read them together. So the first one is already answered, so we're just going to read it very quickly. So the first one is, in order for a supermarket to succeed, it has to be clean and well organized. So here we chose in order for because I have a supermarket, and a supermarket here is a noun. Let's take a look at number 2. Space, stay popular. A website needs to be accurate and visually attractive. So here this is stay. So stay here, this is a verb. So right away, without thinking, I'm going to choose in order to, because after to we said it comes infinitive. So here I'm gonna put in order to. Number 3 here, space run a profitable furniture store. It's important to advertise on TV. So here also we have a verb, so the most possible answer will be in order to. So we're gonna put here in order to. Number 4, a restaurant to stay in business, it needs to have regulars. Regulars here, this means the customers that come every day, customers that come often, just like we said. So here a restaurant, this is a noun, so I'm going to choose in order 4. Number 5, space establish a successful nail salon, it has to have a convenient location. Convenient here, like we said, it's suitable location for everyone, so it can be easy to reach. Okay, just gonna give you a minute to think about it. Okay, we have here establish, so establish here again is a verb, so we're going to choose in order to. Number 6 here, we have an online business to survive, it's a good idea to have excellent pictures of the merchandise it's selling. Okay, here we are going to choose in order 4. The merchandise here, this is the thing that it's selling, or what's the product that it's selling. You need to have a lot of pictures of that. So again, here we're going to put in order 4. So let's move on. Okay, here we this is gonna be your assignment for today. So we're going to take a look at exercise 8 again, and then you're going to make the sentence again, but instead of using in order to, you're going to use for. Okay, or you can also use to, as we discussed in the unit. So you can write the sentences here. It is gonna be pretty easy, and you can send it to me on WhatsApp. So I'm gonna give you the first one as an example, and you can do the rest at home or in a Word document and send it to me. So here, number 1, for a supermarket to succeed, it has to be clean and well organized. If you notice here, we have 2 sentences. This means there is a comma in the middle. Okay, so I'm looking forward to your answers about these other 5 sentences. Again, you can come back in the video and take a look at the sentences, and then change in order to or in order for with for or to according. Okay, now let's move on to the expressions. Today we're going to talk about expressions with the word I. We are going to take some of these expressions on our 2 sessions, this session, and you will find also in the other session we will also take some other expressions. These expressions are important because sometimes when you listen to audio tracks or watch a video or watch a movie, you might hear or you may hear these kind of expressions. So it is better to have some idea about it and know what it means and when can I use it. So let's start with the first one. So catch one's eye. So when something catches your eye, this means that it attracts you or attracts your attention. So this means that someone catch my eye, or this store caught my eye. This here I'm talking about something that got my attention. So we have an example here. It was the unusual color of his jacket that caught my eye. You have caught my eye here, that grabbed my attention because the color here is unusual. The second expression here, to have an eye for something. When you have an eye for something, this means that you have a good taste or you see quality in that thing. So if we're going to see here, to show good taste or to see quality in something. So Karen has an eye for clothes. She is a fashion designer. So a person who's a fashion designer usually has an eye for clothes. This means that when he looks at something, he sees if it's qualified or it has quality or not. This doesn't have to this you don't see in every day, or you don't see with anybody. So this is something special for this person to have an eye for something. Or you can have an eye for clothes, you can have an eye for electronics, according to whatever you see because you have an experience, of course. So when the first time you look at it, so you see quality, and sometimes you don't see quality, so you know which one to choose. Okay, let's move on. So here we have keep an eye on. So this, I think you heard it a lot. When you keep an eye on something, this means that you watch something very carefully, something or someone, just like here in the example, keep an eye on your brother while I'm out, please. This is to keep an eye on. This means to take care of him in order not to make him be in trouble or get in trouble. So to keep an eye, you can keep an eye on someone, just like we said, to watch carefully, or keep an eye on something. So keep an eye on that candle before it burns the house or something like that. So to keep an eye on something, this means that to watch it carefully. Here there is another word which a little bit has the same meaning, but there is some difference in it. So in order not to confuse them, I put them both together so we can compare between them and know when is the time to use this and when is the time to use that. So to keep one's eye peeled for, so peeled here, this is like peeling, just like when you take the cover of an orange, this is you peel it. So when you keep one's eyes peeled for, this means that you're watching something or somebody very carefully, because this is something serious. So the difference between keep an eye on, this is just carefully, but here it is more serious because your eyes are actually peeled for something. So there is more seriousity here. Okay, let's take an example. Keep your eyes peeled for the police, the thief said. So when you keep your eyes peeled for the police, this is something serious. So you only use this when something is very serious. So this is something serious, of course, because when you keep an eye peeled for the police, this means that if you didn't keep an eye on, we're going to go to jail. So this is something very serious. So we use the keep your eyes peeled for something. Okay. Okay, here we have another expression, keep an eye out for. When you keep an eye out for, this has a different meaning from the other expressions. When you keep an eye out for, this means to watch for someone or something arriving. So maybe I'm expecting something to come in my mail, or something like a package to come soon, or a person to come soon. So I am trying to keep an eye out for them, or keep an eye out for that person or for that thing. So they should be arriving any minute, so keep an eye out for them. This means that watch that they are coming soon, or expect that they are coming, so keep an eye on them or keep an eye out for them. Okay, here I sore, just like you heard before, sore here means pain. Sometimes we use this like when we are talking about a headache, so it's like headache, like there is a pain, and sore here has the same meaning of pain. So we can say eye sore, or leg sore, or ear sore. But when I'm talking here about this expression, when I say something is eye sore, this means that something ugly, that it hurts your eyes to look at. So something that gives you eye sore, that's something very ugly that hurts to look at. So they think the new library building is an eyesore. This means that it is very bad, that you can't even look at it. Sometimes also you can find this in buildings that are painted in the color orange, or very bright colors, that it gives you an eyesore. This is what I mean by eyesore here. Okay,